They say it takes about 20 days or more to build a habit. I've tried to make a habit of practicing art every day for as long as I can remember, and I don't think I've ever reached 20 days in a row. So I decided that I am gonna try again. I'm gonna start fresh, and I thought I would bring you along for that journey. I've already done a few days in a row of making art, but today is the first time that I'm turning on the camera. It's been a while since I recorded a YouTube video. I kind of took an impromptu break because things got a little hectic, and that's just how things go. So I'm back. I've got a new idea and a new framework for how I want to approach this, and I'd love to share my thoughts on this new art habit. First off, let me tell you what I am doing for today's art session. So I'm working in my sketchbook, which is a Leuchtturm 1917. I hope I said that right. It's A5 and it's just a plain black cover. It's pretty good for dry media, and today I'm using alcohol markers from Ohuhu, but I don't know if it'll hold up to paint. We'll see. I haven't used it for that long yet. I'm also using some Prismacolor Col-Erase colored pencil to do sketching and some detail work at the end. And I thought I would have some fun with landscape studies. I'm referencing Studio Ghibli's beautiful landscapes from their films, and I just wanted to choose things with really fluffy clouds, and it's just where I want to be right now. I think that the original Studio Ghibli landscapes are done with designer gouache. Correct me if I'm wrong. They just have such beautiful colors. I don't think I'm going to be able to replicate them exactly with this alcohol marker set that I have, but I just wanted to get some mark making and have some fun with it. Maybe later on I can take this practice and do some drawing from life, take my sketchbook out and about. For the rest of the video, I thought I'd share some of my thoughts about this new frame of mind that I have regarding different art practices and art goals. So in the past, I love to plan my art. I love to set goals and reach milestones and check them off. For example, I've made goals like I'm going to make 2 art videos a month, and I'm gonna finish this sketchbook by a certain time. I'm going to learn portraiture. I'm gonna do figure drawing, and I'm gonna get proportions correct. Just really rigid goals about art. If I'm gonna be truthful with myself, I have not met very many of those art goals, and I think there's good reason for it. I have a lot more than just art on my plate. I've got different priorities that take precedent over them, so they fall all the way to the bottom of my list and I never get around to them. Instead of making my art practice goal-oriented, I wanted to make it more process-oriented. So what I mean by that is, instead of saying I'm gonna finish this sketchbook right here by the end of the year, even though that may seem like a really good goal, very manageable, instead I'm gonna think about the process. I am setting this habit of creating art for at least an hour every day. Even though I've got all these other priorities, I think I can manage to take that hour for making art. Studies have shown that creating art every day, whether it's for an hour a day or even just 10 minutes a day, can have huge mental health benefits. It can improve your mood, it can calm you down, it can bring focus into other areas of your life. And when you make art in an unstructured way, you're not thinking about doing it for any sort of end goal, you can reach a sort of flow state, which is what they call it, when time and space kind of just fade away and you're just focused on what you're doing. I think that's what my therapist calls mindfulness. So I'm really just doing this for the mental health benefits. I also want to improve my skills as well and just experiment with different mediums. I want to just have fun with it. So back to the artwork in my sketchbook, I actually rushed the end of this. I thought that I would be able to get 4 landscapes done by the time the hour was up, but I didn't. And by that time, I could hear my little baby rustling about, looking for mom. So it was time to put away the sketchbook. I will just revisit the sketchbook and finish the other 2 landscape studies the next day. I still was thinking in terms of goals, I'm going to get the sketchbook spread done, but it didn't work out. And I think that just having the thought that, what, it's cool, I have this habit set up, I can just do it later, was really good for me. And yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how these 2 turned out. Definitely not perfect, definitely doesn't look as beautiful and as magical as the Studio Ghibli originals, but I had fun with it and I learned a lot about alcohol markers for landscapes. Let me know what kind of habits you are trying to build, and we can all support each other in the comments. All right, I had a lot of fun talking to you for the first time ever this year. Thank you guys so much for watching, for subscribing to my channel, and for sticking around during this art journey of mine. I am so grateful because we have reached 100,000 subscribers. I promise that new content is coming very, very soon. Until then, happy journaling, happy art making. I'll see you next time. Bye.